Good afternoon, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here. And today, guys, I am here with a book from Australia called Stellarlands. Now, I was contacted through Instagram messaging if I would like to read this and review it. And I did my standard pitch. Like, yes, I'd love to read your book. I will tell you my honest thoughts on it. And you can decide after if you want that review to go up or not. Because if there's a book I don't like, I'm going to say I don't like it if they want the review up. And I've had people tell me not to put my review up on books I've read before, or I've just flat out refused to support books that I didn't think were good at all. And it's hard being honest with people that way sometimes and letting them know that you don't think it's something that you can promote. Luckily with this one, I really enjoyed this book. So again, this is Stellarlands, written by Max Ferrata. Artist is Ben Worrell, colors by Wilson Go, and letters by SK. And I'm giving you all the people because it is a complete little package. This is issue 1 of 8, and I am going to be putting information over here. Now, this is a non-spoiler review because I will put the link in the description below where you can order your copy if you're so inclined after listening to my review. Now, what this is a science fiction tale in a world that is in a universe that's based with a bunch of corporations, a bunch of planets, and a system that are at war with each other. And there's a lot of fallout. And this one person that we focus on, her name is Anvil Liza, and Liza's her phonetic code. And Anvil comes from the company that sponsors her, Anvil Corps. And she is a superhero that does space missions and does her own thing as well, disappears for large periods of time, and you learn that she has a problem with alcohol addiction. Now, she is approached by a company and asked to go on this mission, which is to remain secret, and so secret that the briefing she just had is going to be billed as a training class for something for her. And I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but it's basically a training class is what it's going to be billed as. No one knows that she's being briefed on a mission. And what this mission is to fly to this moon that is a moon of the planet Apalaki. And the universe building in this book is fun. Now, this is an Australian publisher called Comic Studio. And our hero's real name is Daphne. You only see it once in the book because it doesn't really matter at this point. I don't know if that's going to play a larger role moving forward into the book, but she takes off into space. She can fly through space, much like Superman or other superheroes. She doesn't need a helmet, although she takes one because she wants her hair to stay intact, which was a little bit of fun in there. But this is a serious book, and she reaches this moon. She crashes on it because it took her 200 days to fly there, but she's having addiction withdrawal issues, and she just crashes there. She gets in an encounter right away. She meets 2 children that are the products of a couple wars gone by who don't even know that the original war that was being fought by their parents has been over and that their side lost. Then teamed up with the side that beat them to beat a new threat. Those got together and fought. Then had to conglomerate together to beat a new threat. And so the war's been going on with different threats and different factions having to join after being bitter enemies. And there's a lot of resentment and a lot of issues with how these people get along, especially after being at war with each other. But the 2 surviving children of the war, and one of them is named after a hero that disappeared over 50 years ago under mysterious circumstances. But there's events that they uncover that affect the kids today and their mental state and how they approach things. And you also have them dealing with this hero who has her own issues. And this book is also full of like propaganda ads, but they lead and tie into our hero in clever ways. And it's very reminiscent of Starship Troopers with the ads. They're not as fully in your face propaganda, They're a lot more subtle, but they're fun. And each one that you read is just adds to the lore and to the world building. So I really enjoyed those ads quite a bit. And again, I'll be showing you stuff over here. But overall, for a first issue setup, you have a hero that's going through addiction withdrawal. She's sent on a secret mission to not destroy a base on a moon, but to recover intel. Whether she recovers that intel or not, whether the base is destroyed or not, who she meets, I'm keeping that all a mystery because you should find out by reading this book yourself. I've read this 4 times now. I've enjoyed it just as much every time, so I know I definitively like this book. I really like the author's writing. I thought the art by Ben Worrell was fantastic in this. The alien designs are your basic humanoid aliens, so there's nothing groundbreaking with the alien designs, but they're fun. And the story's good. It's balancing a couple different things. You got space politics. You got our superhero with a super addiction, who's going through withdrawals, but at the same time is actively recovering by seeking help. And the lessons she's learning from that recovery are lessons that she's trying to apply to the children that she meets on this base to try to help them. And the outcome of that is unexpected, which you'll have to read to find out. But it's more about her growing throughout this story, discovering more things about herself, the way things are affected around her, and the way that she's got to deal with things and move forward in her life. And also deals with issues of pain. What do you do with pain? How do you move forward through pain? And how do you act in response to pain? So there is quite a bit being set up in this issue and quite a bit going on. I really enjoyed the personal struggle with the main hero more than anything. I thought it really added a stability to the storytelling that you don't see in a lot of sci-fi comics these days. And yes, there's world building going on, and it all makes sense and it all ties together. But overall, I'm going to give this story for a setup an A+. I thought it was a great setup. It really introduced the hero to us. It really made you feel for the hero. It really made you empathetic to her and to the struggles of the people she meets. And it left you wanting to learn more about the world that she inhabits, what's going on with these corporations, what's going on with all these other wars, and mostly what's going on with her. Where is she going to go from here? The final page leaves you with hope and pain both. And it definitely sets a path forward for our hero to continue to grow and to develop. And that's the best thing I can say about it. You are introduced to a hero whose journey you can connect with and whose side you want to be on and who you can root for. She's not perfect, but she has her ideals and her morals, and she does try to be compassionate and thought out in her approach to things, even if her approach isn't always the best or can't always be executed in the way that she wants. But overall, A+ read, A+ art. I really enjoyed this art for an artist, Ben Worrell, that I was not familiar with beforehand. The colors by Wilson Go really pop in this. And I thought the colors added a lot to the story. The different shades of hues of skin textures and the environments that are icy and cold feel icy and cold without being over dramatic about it. They're part of the story. And I thought the lettering was good. It wasn't distracting, and it added to the story where it needed to add to the story and draw you in even further. So overall, I'm going to give STELLERLANDS, I'm going to give this first outing an A+. I thought it might be good. I actually thought this was really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Great, not yet. Really good, strong setup, yes. So this is a good read for me. I highly recommend it to any of you that are looking for a sci-fi tale that is not only world building, but has a complicated hero that is struggling daily with her addiction, with her recovery, and with how that affects her approaches moving forward in her life and on a galactic level with everything that she's involved in. through this corporation that sponsors her called Anvil Corps. So there is a lot going on. A sponsored superhero with addiction and recovery issues who is trying to make a difference. And again, I'll leave the links in the description down below for you guys to check this out. They also have other books that they're publishing, so you can check out their whole catalog there. But that's it for today, guys. That's my review of STELLERLANDS #1. A+, all around. I really enjoyed this first outing, and I'm very curious to see where it goes from here. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this review, and until next time, keep it casual.